Neovim is a highly configurable and efficient text editor with a ton of keyboard shortcuts, often used by really nerdy programmers. It's known to being difficult to learn and configure, but I wanted to try it out for myself to see if I was missing out by not using it. My goal was simple: learn the basic shortcuts and get a small Python script running. Okay, how do I start? I want to install it through the terminal. Where is it? Windows, macOS, Linux. Or there are already several ways how to install it. With this, down the repository, okay. But isn't there like here, terminal, Neovim, and here we are. It's installed. I'm so unprepared for Neovim. I don't know if it will start in the terminal. I guess it will start in the terminal, but aren't there like windows or something? Like an external window that opens? I don't know. Let's just execute the Neovim text editor. Did it happen? No, doesn't seem like it. Then bite this. I think it wasn't Neovim, but Nvim, right? Nvim? Yes, Nvim. Okay, Nvim is an open source, really distributable. Yeah, okay. If you're new, then type enter. Okay, doesn't work. And we have to write this in the bottom, colon, help, nvim. Okay, great start, colon, nvim, enter. It works. If you have never used Vim or Neovim before, see below. Type Q0 to see a table of contents. What now? Nvim quick start. To learn how to use Nvim in 30 minutes, try this tutorial. Colon tutor. Or watch this 10-minute video. I say we try the tutorial. Colon tutor. Welcome to Neovim tutorial. Chapter 1. Neovim is a very powerful editor that has many comments. Too many to explain in the tutorials. What is this? This tutorial is designed to describe enough of the commands that you will be able to easily use Neovim as an all-purpose editor. I've also heard you could use it as a text editor. This might seem interesting, but I think I would rather use a good text editor that's designed as a text editor for notes and something. I've heard of Obsidian or something like that, and use the Vim motions in there. It is important to remember that this tutorial is set up to teach by use. That means that you need to do the exercise to learn them properly. If you only read the text, you will soon forget what is most important. So now, make sure that your caps lock is off. Press the J key enough times to move the cursor to that lesson 0 completely fills the screen. Like this. Okay. This tutorial is interactive and there are a few things you should know. Type enter or links like this to open the linked help section. When there is a X sign, you will be required to modify text. Once you have done the change correctly, the X sign at the left will change to a check mark. I imagine you can already see how neat Neovim can be. Other times you will be prompted to run a comment. I will explain this later. Is this a comment? Okay, great. Not terrifying at all. Text within brackets. Describe a key to press instead of text to type. Of course, yeah. It's obvious. Can I no, of course I can't use my mouse. I just wanted to bring this down so I can see more of the text. But yes. Now move to the next lesson. Use the J key to scroll down. Lesson 1.1. Moving the cursor. To move the cursor, press H, J, K, L. It's weird that I have to move the left index finger. In the H key is at the left and moves left. L key is at the right and moves right. Okay, simple. The J key looks like a down arrow, I guess. And K is just up. Okay, I definitely have to get used to this. And let's press J to go down. First, move the cursor around the screen until you are comfortable. My brain can't handle this. I want to press L here to move right, but there is no text. Just an enter and no spaces. And I can't move right. Hold down the J key until it repeats. Using the down key. Move to lesson 1.2. No, the cursor should always work. But using H, J, K, L, you will be able to move around much faster once you get used to it. The most important reason I want to learn Neovim is just to have those Vim motions to navigate in text really fast, especially if I don't have an external mouse. Exiting Neovim. Note, before executing any of these steps below, read the entire lesson. Press the escape key to make sure you are in normal mode. Type colon Q, I believe it's exclamation mark or bang? I don't know. This quits the editor, discarding any changes you have made. Open Neovim and get back here by executing the command that got you into this tutorial. That might be tutor. If you have these steps memorized and are confident, execute steps 1 to 3 to exit and re-enter the editor. Okay, let's read them again. Press escape, then colon Q. I just call it bang. Maybe it's false, then it's funny the entire video. But this doesn't look like a terminal. Am I still in Neovim or? I'm still in Neovim, I believe. Exit, colon, Q. Okay, I just had to do it again. Now, Nvim and tutor. Yeah, we were right here. Lesson 1.3. Text editing deletion. Press X to delete the character under the cursor. Move the cursor to the line below marked red X. To fix the errors, move the cursor until it is on top of the character to be deleted. Press the X key to delete the unwanted character. Repeat steps 2 to before until the sentence is correct. And we move to C. Cow jumped over moon. And there's a check mark. Great. Let's go further down. I feel like a child. Now the line is correct. Go to lesson 1.4. I spent some time going through the rest of the tutorial and learning the mentioned shortcuts. The most important thing I learned is how comments can be combined. You first choose what you want to do, for example D to delete, then you specify how many times, like 3, and finally how you want to move, for example W for words. So D3W deletes the next 3 words starting from the cursor. Okay, I have completed chapter 1 and there is a chapter 2, but I'm going to skip this and try to set up Neovim as a code editor instead of just a text editor. I believe that's very important if you talk about Neovim. I'm going to use Gemini for this because all of the documentation you'll find normally is really complicated. Transforming Neovim Nvim from a basic text editor into a powerful full-fledged code editor comparable to IDEs like VS Code requires setting up key components like a package manager, language server protocol, line, autocompletion, and syntax highlighting. Step-by-step implementation. The modern standard for Neovim plugin management is lazy.nvim. Add it to your init.lua, usually located at /.config nvim init.lua on Linux and Mac. I'm using Linux. Now let's find this file. nvim init.lua. Okay, in here we have this. In the first chapter I was told to just add this, so I have basics that are already pre-configured. Bootstrap lazy.nvim. I already don't know what bootstrap means. Bootstrapping lazy.nvim, auto downloader. So bootstrap means auto downloading, I guess. Neovim needs to download it if it isn't already on your computer. Paste this exact block of code at the very top of your init.lua. I believe those are common, like in the terminal. dd to delete the line and paste. Adding the first 3 plugins to see how it works. A color theme called Tokenite. Okay, right here. And at the bottom, tell Neovim to automatically turn the color scheme on after it loads. vim.cmd color scheme Tokenite. I'm done. How to use it? Save your file, restart Neovim or type .source and then restart. Restart Neovim or type something and restart. Those explanations don't make sense. Type :lazy inside Neovim. A clean dashboard will pop up show you that Tokenite.nvim has automatically been downloaded and installed. Next, I added my GitHub credentials so Neovim could download the theme and any plugins I wanted to install later. I asked that for the bare minimum setup, I would need to run a simple Python file and add a tree sitter for syntax highlighting and Toggle term to run the code. Finally, I added a shortcut so pressing space plus R would run the current file, which all worked on the first try. I will definitely test Neovim further. It just seems like when you give it some time and add what you want, it could be the most fun editor. Let me know if you want to see an update after like 2 months or so and I make one.